Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is another stock market education training video. Teaching moment is what I call them. This is a follow-up to the trend line video that we just did. This one's going to be about fan lines. And fan lines are very interesting, and they can really help you with intermediate corrections. And that's really what they focus on. So let's go ahead and just look at, let me get rid of this cross mark for the moment here. This first one is Caterpillar. This is back in when? 2010. And the way fan lines look is you pick this point, you start to see some corrective action pull back, you get a rally point, you sell off again. So you start to draw a downward trend line. That's the first one, okay? Then when it breaks that, typically what will happen, it's forming another pivot point in here. And by pivot point, I'm talking about a point where we've got like a couple of lower highs on each side of the point. And a lot of times what they'll do is they'll pull back to the fan line, okay? And then you draw another fan line across the top of that pivot point. And so, as they break it and it comes up and then pulls back, it pulled back right to the fan line, and you formed another pivot point here, and here's your third fan line. Typically after the third fan line, the correction is over, and look what Caterpillar went on to do, and rally and rally. Okay, the next one we're going to take a look at is Goldman Sachs. This was in 2008 during the sell-off. It works in reverse. You had a pivot point here, another pivot point that formed as it rallied in a corrective mode because it started downtrending, and so we had this rally. You drew fan line number 1, fan line number 2, fan line number 3, and when fan line number 3 decisively broke in here, it was a huge move. And again, notice how close to horizontal this got. Just like on the Caterpillar, look how close to horizontal the third fan line did. Now that's not necessarily a requirement, it's just something that I happen to notice here periodically. Let's look at Citric Systems here. This is in 2010. A little smaller, but again, a pretty big move out of it. But you could see it was an intermediate correction that was occurring. And you had fan line number 1, fan line number 2, and fan line number 3. And again, they usually pull back. This one didn't quite get back to the fan line after it broke it. This one did, kind of hugged it. Didn't get much of a huge move after it broke it, but clearly formed a pivot point in here. And after it broke this third fan line, it was off to the races. And the last one we're going to take a look at is 3D Systems. And this was again in 2010. And again, 3 fan lines. And typically that's what it is you have 3 fan lines. It broke the fan line that was drawn in here, and it pulled back to it, formed another pivot point. You draw the fan line, it broke it, it pulled back, not quite to the fan line. Again, you've got this third fan line drawn off the pivot here, and now again it's close to horizontal, and when it broke it, it actually broke it up on a gap, and then it was off and running on 3D Systems. You know, heck of a move up into here. So anyway, that's fan lines. They're great. They can be used both for intermediate corrections to the downside and to the upside. All right, this has been Joe for Beyond the Chart. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.